everybody. Sunshine 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Sunshine 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Sunshine 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Sunshine 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Tell everybody, tell everybody. Sunshine 101.9 FM. Saturday from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m.
Well, it's such a lovely afternoon. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, Ghana. Good afternoon, the world. If you're listening to me, my name is Niai Solomon, and welcome to another exciting edition of Roots and Routes on Z101.9 FM, the show where we explore the stories, destinations that shape tourism and hospitality. I am your host, and today I'll be doing this with Elombaita. And of course, today's show promises to be so exciting because in the studio with me, I am having a very powerful gentleman with me that we shall go into food and drinks. We should talk more about, food tourism, and all the many things that is in between. Well, I know that most of you are missing me. I miss you guys too. Man, I've been traveling all around and I've been seeing other things that is happening in other parts of the world. Well, recently I was in Cape Town and I was basically involved in the tour managers conference. Basically learning a lot more about tourism and learning more about what other destinations are doing to make their tourism better. And so on the show today, it promises to be exciting. Well, I'm just so excited having you all on the airwaves today. My name is Niai Solomon once again. I am so thrilled and excited to be back on your radio.
Tell everybody, tell everybody.
Well, one of the things you have to know is that Ghana's tourism is often told through vibrant festivals, rich history, and breathtaking landscape. There is another equally very powerful gateway into our culture. And today we are going to explore indigenous food and drinks. Yeah. Culinary tourism is actually one of the fastest growing trends in the tourism and hospitality space, with many travelers seeking authentic taste and experiences that connects them to the heart of destinations. In Ghana, for example, our traditional breweries, our traditional meals, our traditional beverages do more than satisfy hunger or thirst. They carry history. Oh, indeed. The values and the creativity of our people is something that, we all have to emulate. On today's show, we shall explore how promoting tourism through indigenous food and drinks can create lasting impressions, economic opportunities, and also cultural pride. Yes, also on our destination deep dive, we shall be looking at the Mole National Park. Well, if you love adventure, if you love to go around and see things, and that reminds me of that gentleman who just said elephant say. Well, let me just introduce Elom into the show. Hello, how are you doing?
Fine, how are you?
I am doing very well. I really do miss you. How are things? How's your week?
Tiring, but we're managing.
Well. Today we are basically going to be talking more about a subject matter that you love so much, food and drinks. Food. And I remember the last time we did a lot on Ghanaian food.
Yeah.
You showed us some level.
Absolutely.
And so what's your take on this? I mean, you don't sound excited.
I'm excited. I love food. I love local food, local Ghanaian food. So anything about food and drinks that promotes Ghanaian culture, I'm all up for it as well.
Well, today I don't want to, let our listeners know who we have in the studio, but I'm just going to take my time and introduce him. But today, we're going to go into a very deep conversation to talk about Ghanaian drinks and breweries. Do you drink beer?
Not really. I'm not really a fan of beer, but I can say that I see the local appetizer. If you really want to eat the local Ghanaian food, go for the beer by all means.
Okay, cool. So go for the beer by all means. And if you want to connect with us, you can call us on 0544321019 or 0303-956641. Or you can actually connect with me on Facebook. Look for Ni Ayi Solomon. Or on X, you can also follow me on Papa Ni, or Instagram. You can just check me out on Ni Soul. It's a lot, but yeah, let's talk. Send in your messages as you always do. Or if you're listening to us from the continent of the world, you can connect with us on www.zmultimedia.com. Share your information, share some ideas, and let's get this thing ongoing. And so we are just going to take our first commercial break, and when we back, we shall go into our destination deep dive, and we will be looking at the Mole National Park.
This August, get ready for an unforgettable night of worship and celebration as Perez Music presents Glorified, dubbed His Love and Kindness. Ministering live, Perez Music, alongside the legendary Daughters of Glorious Jesus. Also ministering Joyful Way Incorporated, Minister Gabi Akwe, and Edom Evangelist. Join us on Sunday, the 31st of August, 2025 at 4 p.m. sharp at the Victory Bible Church, Awoshi Dominion Sanctuary, for an evening of powerful ministry and praise. It's absolutely free. But if you would like to support this ministry, you can do so by purchasing our special event merchandise or call 0557-116-607. That is 0557-116-607. Let's come together and raise a sound of gratitude for God's love and kindness. It's going to be nothing short of heaven on earth. This event is proudly sponsored by Eddie Spitzer and powered by Rima City of Worship.
Dream home. No interest for 2 years. Are you ready to step into your dream home? With Lakeside Estate's exclusive offer, you can own your own home in just 2 years with no interest repayment. This offers you affordable payments, flexible home purchase plan, quality homes, and lifestyle choice. Choose from a variety of beautiful homes in any of Lakeside Hills clusters. Your future awaits you. Imagine living in a home you love, with the freedom to invest in your dreams without the burden of interest. As your CIMG Real Estate Company of the Year for the 4th time, we offer you hassle-free home acquisition. Call us today on 020-477-5040 or 020-141-8622. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity. Call us now to learn more and schedule a tour for our available homes. T&C Supply. Make your dream a reality. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
In the heart of Accra, nestled in the vibrant neighborhood of East Legon and New Beijing, a 360 multimedia firm has emerged. Introducing Z Multimedia. With a steadfast focus on lifestyle, leisure and business, we set out to bring high-value oriented programs that captivate the taste and desires of our audience. From the captivating airwaves of Z 101.9 FM to the dynamic visuals of Z TV and the innovative realms of Z Digital and the incubation of advanced technological knowledge at Z-Tech, every facet of modern media is meticulously curated to engage and inspire. Also, let's not forget the New Finder newspaper, now under the Z Multimedia umbrella, delivering insightful journalism with a business focus. Join us on the journey where innovation meets inspiration, where lifestyle meets leisure, and where business thrives. Change is here. Z Multimedia, your lifestyle, leisure, and business platform.
You're tuned in to Z 101.9 FM, your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
Well, welcome back. Well, today on our Destination Deep Dive, we are basically looking at the Mole National Park. Well, if you're actually somebody who loves to do adventure, you like to see wildlife, and you're visiting Ghana for the first time, or you are actually in Ghana but haven't gone anywhere, basically on the show today, we are telling you to visit Mole National Park. Okay, Elom.
Most people have heard of the Mole National Park, but again, a lot of people are very not peculiar about the location of Mole National Park. Now, Mole National Park is located in the northern belt of Ghana. It is about 4,804 square meters, which makes it the largest national park in Ghana. Some may wonder, why do we call it the largest national park in Ghana? Not just the largest national park in Ghana, but it was also established in 1958, and it would amuse you that it was initially a game reserve, and now it's been upgraded to a national park now.
Well, the Mole National Park is actually Ghana's premium safari destination, best known for its large population of savanna elephants. Other animals that you can find at the park includes buffalo, warthogs, waterbuck, kobe, antelope, monkeys, different species of monkeys, and even leopards. Yeah, and over 300 bird species, making it a beautiful place for bird watching.
Well, now let's talk about the landscape and environments. The park is covered in savanna woodland and grassland, with rivers and watering holes that attract animals, of course, especially in the dry season. Science views are a highlight, especially from the Mole Motel, which is also popularly known, which is also set on the cliff overlooking the water hole where elephants often, most importantly, gather.
Yeah, so for, well, if you're a visitor going to the park, Mole is actually famous for a few things. You know, you have to do the jeep safaris, which is available for anybody who prefers to do that. You can also do cultural tours like nearby villages like Mognori, Eco Village, and also it offers beautiful cultural experiences, canoe rides, homestay, blending wildlife tourism with cultural tourism. And the most important part of your whole tour to the Mole area is the Larabanga Mosque, which is the 15th century mud stick mosque, built after the old Sudanese building, and it is the oldest in Ghana, and it's actually a must-see heritage site.
Well, one may wonder why we are talking about the Mole National Park. Again, we are all here because of tourism, to boost the Ghanaian culture into tourism. Let's talk about the tourism significance in terms of Mole. Mole plays a key role in ecotourism in Ghana, drawing both international and domestic tourists. It also supports community-based tourism initiatives, providing income and jobs for surrounding communities as well.
Well, let me give you some fun fact. If you are here to, or perhaps you want to visit the Mole National Park, it's actually one of the few parks in Africa where you can literally wake up, sit by the pool, and actually watch elephants. And I mean, Elom, I have to tell you that one day I was at the park and I was eating at the Mole Motel, and to my surprise, these elephants walked straight to the motel and dipped their nose in the swimming pool right in front of my eyes.
Were you not frightened?
A little bit, but it was nice. It was nice. It was nice seeing the elephants that's so close. Well, today we want to go into our conversation. Well, before we do that, I would like to, basically, I don't want to burst your bubbles. I don't know why, but I'm just so excited about this conversation. Elom, are you excited?
Absolutely.
Yeah. I am so much excited about this conversation. Hey, but anyways, I've seen some messages popping in already. I would read them, but I would like to go for a small spot of music, and then when I come back, we'll go into the conversation. He has actually been involved in the brewery industry for 26 years. He has worked and operated in both the commercial and craft brewery sectors during this time. His experiences across production, operations, new product development, consulting, and commissioning. Daniel has an MSc and is a qualified master brewer. He is also currently working for the Heritage Brewery Company in Ghana as brewmaster and head of product. We are talking about, well, let me just give you a little bit of history about this Heritage Brewery Company. At least that will help us to situate our conversation well properly. Well, the Heritage Brewery Company is a mass visit spot for beer enthusiasts and those looking to immerse themselves in a lively and a vibrant atmosphere. The Heritage Brewery takes great pride in their selection of handicrafted beers, each brewed with passion and precision, from crisp lagers to rich stouts. There is a beer for every palate. Whether you are a seasoned beer connoisseur or you're just starting your craft beer journey, their knowledgeable staff will guide you through the extensive menu and help you find your perfect match, serving a variety of flavors. Well, I must say that I have had the opportunity of visiting this place and it's really amazing. Daniel, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the introduction.
Yeah, are you excited to be here?
Oh, fantastic.
You know, I am particularly excited to meet you because the very first time I visited your place, I was blown away. You know, like it starts with this whole crate that is put in front of you that has different flavors that you have to basically try and see what works for you. So let's start the conversation anyways. Now, can you tell us, what's the story behind the Heritage Brewery and basically what's inspired its creation?
Well, actually our owners, which are Ghanaian, they were actually on vacation and also touring another country, and they came across a little craft brewery, and they were like, this is something they want to do in Ghana, but they wanted to flip the script on it and not just use traditional brewing equipment and brewing ingredients. And so this project is now, almost 4 or 5 years old.
Wow.
But we've only poured, the brewery at ANC Corner was completed basically 23 months ago when we poured our first beer at ANC Corner.
So you were the one behind the entire creation?
Basically they were looking for someone that could actually brew the beer and build the equipment and do all of those things. And as you mentioned earlier, I've been in the industry for 26 years, and I actually specialize in building unique equipment for small craft clients. And we wanted to do something quite different here. When Abdel and the team actually briefed me, they wanted to use as much of the local ingredients that we can in the products. And that really, went around how we designed the brewery and also the technology that we actually developed here in Ghana to actually use all the local ingredients.
Yeah. I have a. We've just started the conversation, but I have a friend who just sent me a message, and he said the first time he visited, I'm trying to paraphrase this message. His name is James. He said the first time he visited your place, he was blown away, but he actually liked the fact that you have these local Ghanaian recipes. What went into that idea? Is it that you're trying to customize the beers within the Ghanaian context?
Yes, and also just take a very different view on beer. Beer is seen as this, most people know lagers, you've got the yellow liquid, you drink it, my thirst is quenched, fantastic. But we wanted to supply an experience that you have, bind you to the soil where you are. When you're drinking a beer, we make beer with products like gurry, we use the local rice, we use kelewele, so when you are drinking the beer, you actually connect with your youth, when you were a child, or a specific flavor that kind of brings back memories for you. And that's very important for us, is we wanted to change the way that people see beer. Beer is an experience, and it's one of the reasons why we have at the moment 14 different beers. And we have 8 core brand, and then we have the 6 that kind of rotate. We constantly bring in new beers, new interpretations of styles that we do. And it's really, when you go down there, you spoke about the tasting tray. You can taste 4 different beers at any one time, because for most people here in Ghana, they've really only been exposed to lagers. And when you look at our menu, it can be quite daunting.
Yeah.
All right. But yeah, you've got a chance to actually taste a little bit, and you can actually experiment, and then you have a beer of what you like. Now, you said earlier, I don't normally drink beer. I flipped the script. I said it's because you haven't found the beer that you like yet.
I agree.
That is the secret about beer, is trying all the styles until you find the one that you like, be it alcoholic or non-alcoholic, because beer can offer all of those things.
Right. But let me ask, in Ghana, you have competitors. It's not like the industry, there are no Ghanaian, of course, one of the main competitor I'm thinking is club beer. Everybody loves club beer in Ghana, even foreigners.
Yeah.
Now, what makes your beer unique? If someone had to choose yours over maybe the other beers that are produced in Ghana?
So our beer is very unique in the sense that we both make beer, but our stuff is handcrafted, handmade. Club does not have the ability on our scale to do the very unique type stuff that we do. A kelewele beer, it'll be a major operation for them. They supply really to the mass market, and they do good beers. You don't make a mistake of that, all right? But we doing stuff for the discerning person.
Did you say kelewele beer?
Yeah, kelewele beer.
Hello, would you?
You mean the plantain?
Yeah, we developed a whole method to actually make the kelewele, because you couldn't pan fry it to get the, because the oil will actually make the beer rancid. So we actually had to find a way to caramelize the plantain in an oven, because we've got the kitchens there. We could do that, and then we developed a whole way of actually brewing the beer, getting the chili in there, being very careful, because with beer it goes down the throat. You don't want some burning sensations. You always want to look at drinkability. And that is the key, I think, on all of our products, is around drinkability and what we do.
Wow. If you're listening to us, this is Z101.9 FM. My name is Niai Solomon. In the studio with me today is Daniel Odindel. We are basically talking about the Heritage Brewery Company, and we are basically looking at food and drinks. Well, if you're wondering where the Heritage Brewery is located, just go to the ANC corner at East Legon. It's such a very beautiful place, and you would have the opportunity of trying all this. But Daniel, let me ask you, what do your local and international visitors to your place say about the taste of your beer?
So I think, if local and international visitors, we offer something unique for them. The international people, they've got an immediate link to tasting local made products. And then also, we make our Homeland Stout with curry. This is something
with curry.
Yeah, with curry. And it's award-winning. We've won the Africa Beer Champs. We've won 2 years in a row. We've won bronze with that.
Oh wow!
Beer.
Wow.
There's a talking piece that a visitor coming, especially if they're visiting somebody local, that they can talk about what is curry and what you've grown up with this product. Our sobolo that we make. There's so many connections with what is happening here in Ghana, and I think that is the secret that makes our beers so unique and makes people come back time and time again. There's so many interesting hooks that you could say that links you to Ghana and the way of our life here.
Well, I mean, this is very interesting, but so how do your brewery contribute to showcasing Ghana's heritage to the world? Do you go, for example, we do know that I work in the space. I've been working in the tourism space for over 20 years now. I travel a lot. I go to the World Travel Market where there are other tour operators there where we showcase Ghana, we tell them about food. So how do you showcase your beer to the rest of the world? Because your recipes are amazing. I'm hearing Gary, I'm hearing Kelewele. You do have Sobolo as well. So Sobolo is like a very, so
Asian drink.
I'm telling you. So with all these, how do you showcase Ghana's heritage to other people?
So, I mean, we've only been going for 23 months and we've really grown into, the volumes that we do at the moment. And the one thing is our products are not pasteurized. So they it's not like a commercial beer that's pasteurized and you can ship it to anywhere in the world. So you have to come to our unique setting. And I think it was one of the things that we looked at when we designed the brewery is that you have this experience of actually walking in and you are almost enveloped by the breweries. You almost, the bar is right in the middle and the tanks and all the operation kind of wraps around you. So it's around creating a unique experience for you as the consumer. So when somebody comes in from outside or whatever, there's this unique experience that can actually come to the brewery and see a craft brewery on a very, very different scale.
Right. So, I mean, I am basically thrilled by the fact that you do use a lot of local ingredients in producing the beers. Where do you source those local ingredients from, if I may ask?
Yeah, not a problem. So we have quite a few suppliers that we use, that we try and use the smaller suppliers as well. Because we've got unique requirements for our ingredients, because we've developed a unique enzyme process to actually extract the starches in the different types of grains and then converting it into fermentable sugars, we can actually do that with smaller suppliers. I mean, some of the unique things that we do is maybe with Bean Master, we use the Robusta coffee bean in our Homeland Stout. And that all comes from the Volta region, and that's an all-female project that we do and support on that in that regard, and that's now one of our award-winning beers. So so we get from quite a few farmers, and we actually go and we actually analyze, and then we've got a certificate of analysis of what comes from them, and then we also do some spot checks when the products arrive. At our site, we do pH and moisture content and smell and taste as well.
One of the issues with these things has to do with authenticity. A lot of people drink the local Ghanaian beer because they can really identify with it. They see it as more authentic and all of that. So how do you balance authenticity with meeting modern taste and of course safety standards, for example? So how do you go about that?
I think one of the big things is because you're sitting in the brewery, most days you can actually see the operation actually happening. And you can actually watch what are they doing, all right? We've got standard operating practices, so each process of ours is codified. If you look at our brew sheets, it's got all the temperature ranges, the quantities, the type of enzymes, the process times. Each and every operation is codified, and it's one of the ways that we make sure that our products are repeatable. And in the last 23 months, I think that's the one thing that we've had from our clients is that they say whenever they come to us, our mango ale is mango ale. When our lager is lager, and that is really the secret to consistency and repeatability.
Right. I mean, I basically like that. And I mean, if you look at the global market size and growth, for example, in terms of food tourism, It accounts roughly for about 20% of the total travel expenditure worldwide. So that should tell you that destinations that actually, embrace culinary tourism, they're making so much. With the global food tourism market valued at approximately $150 billion, which is projected to grow by 8% through 2028. Now, and obviously you can talk about food and not talk about drinks because they go hand in hand, which means that your facility, the Heritage Brewery Company, do have a space within this particular place. Now, let me ask, how do you envision the industry going forward? You're only a few, let's say, years into it in Ghana. How do you envision the industry? Do you see yourself becoming like a big known name, not just in Ghana, in Africa, and perhaps extending your tentacles to the world? How do you see yourself in this?
So I think, beer is going to develop. There's a lot of education that needs to be done around the handcrafted beers and flavor, I think that is going to change to a big extent. If you go back 20 years in South Africa, there was only about five craft breweries, or maybe 30 years, I'm getting old now, right? There was only 5 craft breweries, and at the moment, it's come off from a height of about 200 craft breweries. There are roughly now about 160 craft breweries in South Africa. In the US, that number is sitting close to 5,000 craft breweries.
Wow.
Right? So the explosion of craft breweries and offering something unique is only going to roll out in the rest of Africa. That's starting from the southern tip of from South Africa upwards. If you go to Zambia, there's craft breweries, Tanzania, Mozambique, even Zimbabwe, and then as you go up, they're getting more and more. Nigeria has got a craft brewery. We technically have 3 at the moment here in Ghana. We are the only brew pub, the first brew pub in Ghana. So the development of beer and food, I think, is going to keep growing, and I think there's a lot of opportunity if you look, in Ghana, and the type of experience that people are having with beer at the moment. People are hungry for something different, I think. You can see it when people come and have our beer for the first time. Their eyes light up and wow, I didn't realize beer could be this. And it's just, kind of giving them that experience that they can link to something. I mean, our brew pub is also quite unique in a sense that it's designed as a center area, but it's also 5 restaurants around it that can actually serve straight into the brew, our brew pub. That's not linked to us at all. So you can have any type of food that you want. We've even got on the tables, you've got apps that you can click on your phone, and it will automatically place the order and it will get delivered to your table. You don't even have to get up. You can just sit and enjoy.
I agree because my first time at your place, I ordered the food. I mean, the restaurant guy just brought the menu, ordered. They just brought it while I was still having my beer. And I must say that if you're a lover of football, also, it's actually one of the place is built like a sports bar.
Exactly.
It's really beautiful, and you should just check it out at the ANC corner. But let's talk more economics. You know that global tourism statistics shows that 78% of travelers consider food and drinks experience as significant to their influence at the destination. I've been a professional tour guide for like 15 years, and I can tell you for a fact that when tourists come to Ghana, for example, outside of everything they talk about that the destination is friendly and everything, they talk about Ghanaian food. And then they talk about the drinks, some of the local drinks they've also tried. And so in terms of economics, how much of opportunities are you creating for people? Local farmers, all these places that you source your products from, and so on and so forth.
So, our main raw material supplies, because it's smaller farmers, we're actually giving an opportunity to a smaller farmer to supply constant product to us. So we're not going to a big farmer because we want specifically our grade of raw materials very, very unique. And then also, the bean masters, the local coffee that we get. Our mango, it's a fruit farm just outside Accra. and they actually make the mango to our standard. You know, how they pulp it, and then how we can use it. I mean, our watermelon, our hibiscus, you know, the pineapple, the ginger that we use in our products. I mean, we use curry, cassava, we use rice, we use maize, kelewele, you know, so actually plantain. So all of these ingredients are going to quite a few different farmers, and I think it's because we're going to the smaller farmer. There's some benefit for them in that. There's also a kind of association, I think, benefit if you go for our award-winning Homeland Stout. You know, there's that association that Bean Master is actually supplying us that Robusta coffee bean that we use in that product. So there is some co-branding capability and, you know, some benefit that they can use from that experience.
Right. So let's go into the conversation of tourism, and let me ask, what role do you think food and beverage enterprises play in the wider tourism economy?
Very, very important. You touched on it earlier. I think it's one of the things, whenever I travel, one of the things I want to do is I want to have local beers. You can get, international beer anywhere, So when I go to a specific place, the first thing I ask is, what's the local beer? I want to go and have that. And then also local food as well. I mean, people want to have that unique experience when they're going somewhere. When you go on holiday and you get back, that's one of the things that you talk about. Listen, I had this dish because it's something that they've never had before, most probably, or a version of. And also 10 years down the line, they'll have that experience where they can remember that was a unique thing. So yeah.
I have a message here from a very good friend of mine. She wants me to ask you a personal question. Well, this is from Kukwa, who is listening to us right here at East Legon. Kukwa says I should ask you that. So ask him, what actually brought him to Ghana? And he's just staying here because the guy seems so knowledgeable about beers.
So I initially got involved with the project. And initially I was only going to build and then do the first round of recipe designs and those kind of things. And when we were getting closer to the end of the project, the team were like, no, listen, we know how to run restaurants and those kind of things. Yeah. We don't know beer. Yeah. So would you mind staying on? And at this stage now, it's been 6 months since I've actually been physically here. Yeah. I decided to brought my wife and my daughter up from South Africa. Yeah, we stay here. We're full in.
Oh, nice. So you now live in Ghana?
Well, not soon. It depends. I better keep making good beers.
Exactly.
So we're fully in and enjoying the lifestyle.
Right, right. It's a little bit different from. I just returned from Cape Town just last Sunday, but it's a little bit different from South Africa now.
Yeah, but Cape Town is very different to the rest of South Africa.
So which part of South Africa were you from?
I'm originally from Johannesburg.
Oh, Joburg. Okay. Nice. So you're logged in right now in Ghana, right?
Yeah,
partially Ghanaian.
Yeah, slowly but surely. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, we actually make a beer quite unique, made of yoyi.
Yoyi.
You mean yoyi the food?
Yeah. The food, yeah.
Wow.
And that's the thing. It's one of the things.
So, let me ask you,
exploring
Daniel.
every food.
Yeah. What is the inspiration behind trying to find those local recipes to use to create your beer?
So it's quite easy. It's that experience of tasting new things.
All
right. And I've got the benefit that I've got many years of experience. And so the first time I was here for maybe 2 months or whatever. Yeah. No, about 3 months. Somebody brought this yoyi, and I was like, okay, well, let's. And it blew my mind the way that this fruit kind of dissolves. Almost, it reminded me of sherbet. Yeah. And I thought, listen, this thing will go well with an American pale ale style. Yeah. And that's how it goes. This beer, this is a gold medal winner. The African Beer
In fact,
Awards.
Take your time and walk us through the different types of beers you have.
So this was at one of our employees' wedding. Mm-hmm. One of the drinks that they were offering afterwards was sobolo, the standard sobolo. And we were tasting it. I was there with my head brewer, and we were like, listen, I think we can make a beer that represents this. And on the Monday, we quickly brainstorm, put some stuff together, and the next thing you know, now we have got a gold medal winner. And that is just
that's non-alcoholic.
This is alcoholic.
Okay.
This is our beer interpretation
All right.
of what a sobolo
Well,
would be.
what type of beer? What's the name of this one?
This is our sobolo ale. Our heritage.
Sobolo ale.
Yeah.
Okay. I like.
And that's made with cassava, local rice. There's some barley malt in it, hibiscus, all right, pineapple and ginger that we actually heat treat to get the burn away and you just get the flavor of the ginger.
And this one, which other one is this?
So the other one that we've got here in front of us is the Chop Life Lager. So this is our
Chop Life.
Chop Life. The easy life, you know. Just
You know how that is said in Eve?
I like
Do you know how that is said in Eve? Duagbe.
So this is our lager interpretation. All right. The local Ghanaian palate is definitely a little bit more sweeter.
Right.
We designed this beer around being slightly sweeter, and I'm not talking sugar sweet, but it has lower bitterness and it's designed for drinkability. So you actually sit down and you can have like 10 of these, all right, and have a great day, all right. What we find is that we actually have quite a few people that visit us that don't drink.
Mm-hmm.
So we designed the Heritage Premium Malt, right? And we've also now got Heritage Premium Malt Apple. If you have a look at this, so this is our Heritage Premium Malt product. And this is one of our brand new products, and it's one of our biggest brands at the moment.
Yeah.
People were coming to the brewery, and lots of people don't drink alcohol. As such.
In fact, I have a message. One of my guys just said to me, his name is Kofi, and it was like, Charlie, for those of us who don't drink beer, ask him, what do we do? Does he have something for us? So
finally something for us.
And you know what the benefit of this product is?
Yeah.
When you pour it in a glass, it's got foam like beer.
Right.
It's got the color of beer. It's nice and golden. So when you are drinking in a group, it looks like you are having a beer.
But it's
you don't feel left out.
Totally non-alcoholic.
Someone like Elom who doesn't drink alcohol,
Exactly.
you have
something right for me.
And we actually apply our minds when we design these products. I mean, this product was designed to be isotonic in a sense that it is rehydrating.
Right.
So we changed the mineral content of this product, and we actually increased the sodium and chloride, the magnesium and the calcium and the potassium on here with the natural sweetness that comes from the grain in this product, and to make it isotonic in that side. I mean, to get the chloride and the sodiums right, we're actually using salt from Ada. So as far as possible, we always try and bring in the local flavor or the local product to actually talk about what we do.
I'm holding this one right now. This one is mango.
That's our mango ale.
Yes.
That
Is it non-alcoholic or alcoholic?
No, that is alcoholic.
Okay.
That is our flagship brand. It's our biggest brand that we've got, and it's what
So
really
mango beer.
Mango beer.
It's actually made in Sugakope as well.
All right.
Exactly.
In Sugakope?
Yes, they have the local beer made out of mango in Sugakope as well.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So the big thing is we interpret it using standard beer style. So it looks like normal beer, but when you taste it, it's got the explosion of flavor and it's got the mouthfeel of mango that's in there. We've used a lot of technology developments to actually get the products where they are at the moment.
Wow. I mean, this is amazing. If you're listening to us, you're connecting with us on Z101.9 FM. My name is Nia Solomon. In the studio with me is Daniel Odindal. I hope I got that right. And the guy is a brew master, man. The way he's explaining the beers and everything. Well, I mean, I know that most of you are like me. You don't basically drink alcohol, right? I don't know if you are telling the truth, but well, if you know you don't drink alcohol, there is still something for you. They have non-alcoholic beers. The truth is that I have been to the place, and the interesting thing about going to the ANC corner to the Heritage Brewery Company is that once you get there, they give you a tasting tray, and there are different types of beers in there that you can taste and see which one. I drank one that tasted like malt. Which one was that?
That'll probably be the Heritage Premium
Malt.
Malt.
Yeah. That one was
it looks like
really
beer,
nice.
but it's not as dark as the normal malt product.
Yes.
So,
that was really nice. I actually do have some fun fact questions for you. We would go into that because I don't want us to look all serious, but we also want to know other sides of you. But again, let me find out from you. Are there any steps you're taking to preserve indigenous products for future generations?
So I think one of the things is it's if you look at the Sobolo Ale, if somebody comes and visits us and there's a talking point at Sobolo, especially if it's a visitor, they can say, listen, this is actually a beer, but we've got a natural product that we actually make. And the chances that that person then is prepared to actually taste it or try it, I think goes up immediately. Yeah. You know, when we have the Kelewele Ale or, the... You say to people, like our start is one of the main starch contents in it is curry. People will have that and taste it. I mean, curry is a great product. Yeah. I think it's fantastic. I have it for breakfast. Yeah. Right?
There's a question here from Cece. Cece says, I should ask you that in all this, what are you doing to make sure that your product is environmentally friendly?
Yeah. Right. So we do actually a few things in our process. So we do treat our own effluent, all right, that comes off. So that's very, very important because beer actually uses quite a bit of water. Mm-hmm. So the industry standard is roughly for every liter of beer you make, you need 3 to 5 liters of water to actually make it.
So much water.
Because there's a lot of sterilization and cleaning. Right. Sometimes, I feel like sometimes people think I brew beer. No, actually clean. That's what I do for a living, because beer is actually so sensitive, all right, that you actually need to clean all the time to make sure that you get a consistent tasting product. One of the fun facts is beer cannot make you sick, all right? Beer, the natural product of beer, cannot support pathogens. Yeah. All right, so any things that can make people sick is typically classified under pathogens, and it cannot survive in beer. Right? Yes, things can go sour, it can go cloudy, but you can still drink it. Doesn't matter. All right. That's one of the reasons why beer is about 10,000 years old. All right. It's been around as long as we have moved from hunter-gatherers into farming, and people, the archaeologists believe it's one of the reasons we actually moved into farming was to actually make more grain, so we can have more beer. You can imagine life was very tough 10,000 years ago, Yeah. And if you can have something that just takes off the edge a bit, maybe, fantastic, huh? And that's probably one of the reasons.
So I have this here from Mimi from Domi. Mimi says, I should ask you that do you offer opportunities for people to come on a tour at your place? And in fact, I actually have that question to ask you as well, whether you offer brewery tours and tasting sessions. Yeah. Tasting sessions, I've been there, I have tasted, but Daniel, this is your question.
You can actually book a tour.
Okay.
Right? You can actually book a tour with me, all right? And we then take you through, I call it the 10,000 years of beer.
Okay.
All right? And we taste all our beers.
Right.
All 14 of them. All right? We do a tour around the brewery. We talk through the different, methods, how we make beer, and some interesting facts that goes in with it. And it normally is probably over an hour and a half long.
Okay.
And normally it gets quite raucous at the end. I've had big groups, 10, 20 people come through. But you can
what is the biggest group you can actually, your space can accommodate?
No, we can do big groups, but when you are talking to people, I find it difficult if you go beyond 20.
Okay.
Then you'll have to set it up very, very differently.
So maximum 20 people.
Yeah, maximum 20. But if you say, listen, we're going to do 40, we can always split the groups. And we have, my head brewer can do part of a tour and we'll split it into 2. And so there's ways and things to get
do
to
people
it.
have to pay? That's another follow-up question I got. Do people have to pay to do the tour?
So basically the tour includes 14 beers, right? 14 of those tasting trays.
Yeah.
All right. Plus, it includes free beer as well, and then of course, the tour is included in as well. Yeah.
Okay. So if someone wants to, or you would actually give us that information to give to our listeners later on, if they want to visit, how much they need to pay, and so on and so forth.
So we can just phone the brewery number, and you can just book the tour.
Okay.
I think we've got a minimum tour requirement of 4 people.
4 people. Yeah. Okay. Now,
But
I mean,
anything can be organized.
yeah, you do have a very stunning place. I must say, I love the place. Now, when people are in the premises, do they also get, while I'm having my beer, can I still see beer being brewed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, this is a full-on experiential place.
Right.
It's how we designed the brewery, that you can actually physically see the guys busy taking out the spent grain, the product that's left,
Yeah.
that the farmer is actually coming to collect, that he's going to feed to his cows, and then, you know, you can grow meat from it, and then you can have that again, you know, you have some suya. You can have suya and you can have a beer, and the two are connected.
Yeah.
So you can physically see the whole operation. Sometimes we've got a mobile canner there. You can actually see the canning process actually running. You can see the process when the guys are, there's the sights and sounds of a brewery. You can hear the tanks being cleaned. You can hear the compressor running in the back. You know, you also got music and stuff going there. So all of those things,
Yeah.
it's a live, living,
Yeah.
it's not a museum.
Yeah.
It's a working brewery, and you have the opportunity to actually sit and watch what is going on. Sometimes you see the steam coming off
Yeah.
the boil at the height of boil. Sometimes it gets a little bit warmer in the brewery, but it's only for a short while.
I actually
But
love I don't know what
it's
to
a
call
smell,
it.
yeah.
The smell.
It's of cooking, you know,
Yeah.
when you're cooking.
Just
like-
when you open the door and you enter, like the
Yeah,
smell is
that's-
very, very beautiful.
I mean, when
think.
we do the American pale ales,
Yeah.
we've got that intense hops, you know,
Yeah.
the citrus and the fruit and those things coming off.
Yeah.
When we brewed a mango, and you got that mango smells and things that comes in, that's a unique, you know, visual. You can, you can smell it. It's, you know, and you taste the beer. All your senses are actually activated when you're in a
And
brewery.
I mean, you have actually introduced us to so many flavors. I mean, let me ask you, for a tourist who is visiting Ghana for the first time, which one particular flavor would you ask the person to try?
So I think that is really a personal.
It's difficult, huh?
Personal choice, because I can tell you now, somebody that's very traditional will come in and I'll say, no, listen, I want the lager and I want the pilsner, because that's what I know,
Yeah.
and that's why we do the tasting trays. You know, you still have the pilsner and lager, and we say, what beers do you normally like? I like these kind of stuff. Okay, well, we recommend try this one and that one.
Right.
And many times people come to the third beer and fourth beer and they're like, wow, I get it. This is very nice. You know, to entice someone that's never had something that is like the Sobolo or like our coffee vanilla stout
Right.
that we do, it's a new experience. And it's one of the things that's very important is for people to taste product. And
Okay.
that changes their mind.
And I know that in doing all this, you definitely will have some bottlenecks, some challenges. What are some of the challenges you faced working on the beers and even generally in your operations and everything?
So I think, you know, some of the things is sometimes the bureaucratic red tape
Yeah.
can get like tedious, man.
Welcome to Ghana.
It's like, jeez, yeah.
Long bureaucracy.
But if you find somebody that is, you know, as excited as you about this thing, it
Yeah.
helps many times.
Yeah.
You know, whereas if you're speaking faceless, you
Yeah.
know, it's, you know, this is the procedure. This is how I must go. So it does help in that point of view. I mean, nobody wants to pay taxes, but it's an important part of what we do. So yeah, I think sometimes getting certain things, because our equipment is quite unique.
Yeah.
The type of pumps that we use is not something that is available here locally. So we have to import some of those things. And, you know, if you break a pump now, it's 7 to 10 days before you actually get it here. You have to be very careful. It's specific, like the enzymes is something that we have to import. You know, those cannot be, you know, kind of locked in at customs, because
Yeah.
those enzymes are temperature sensitive.
Right.
So we need to get those back into the fridge. And I think so. Sometimes there is those kind of challenges, but I think overall,
It's
I
been
think
exciting.
It's been exciting.
It's been
yeah.
a wonderful. So we are just wrapping up with the show. This has been Z 101.9 FM. My name is Nia Solomon. In the studio with me is Elom and our special guest Daniel. Well, Daniel, we do have some fun facts for you. Yeah. So we just want to run through it quick. Ellen, what do we have? What do we have?
Dana, you mentioned you've been in the business for 26 years. I mean, that's quite amazing. Then again, if brewing didn't find you first, what other profession do you think you'd maybe doing?
If I wasn't brewing,
Yes,
Yes.
exactly. Doing
for
brewing.
as long as I remember, even at school, I was trying to get into brewing. So I have not considered anything else.
Okay.
I promise
Okay.
you,
Okay.
this is my life. I actually have 3 small microbreweries at my house.
Right.
Not here, back in South Africa, it's
Yeah.
now in storage. But I used to brew. So I work in the week, and then on weekends, I would brew my own beers to what I want to do, experiment. And I've actually won competitions at the homebrew level as well with some of those things. So
Okay, quick. So let me ask you the second question. If brewery was a song, what genre of song would that be?
I'm an 80s man.
80s man.
You see, midday, because I
country
know my playlist now backwards.
Right. Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, so permit me to ask, what's the most unusual ingredients you've ever thought about extracting beer from? You've mentioned gari, you've mentioned the hibiscus, you've mentioned quite a lot. What other unusual ingredients do you think you could make beer out of?
Well, I have made quite unusual beers in the past. I've made beers with beetroot. I've made beers with pretzels, German pretzels. Fruit galore, vegetables. Like potato. Almost anything, as long as it's got a starch and I can convert it.
Okay.
And I can find a yeast strain that will ferment it, I will try it.
Wow.
Because you can get some unique flavors coming in. I must say I do like American pale ale styles. So I do like the American hop characters and those kind of things. So I have done quite a few experiments
Right.
with those.
Okay, so what's your go-to comfort food in Ghana?
One of my favorites, and it's the reason why I made the beer, is kelewele, man.
You love
I've
kelewele.
never had kelewele before until I got here to Ghana. And I like the spiciness, I like the sweetness, I like the tanginess that comes, the caramel that comes from that. When we designed that beer, I was very specific. I want that flavor to come through in the beer. So my wife knows we've got plantain in the back of our garden, and we actually make kelewele at home. So
I'm
it's
sure
one
you're
of my
carrying
things, put
this
it in the
recipe
fridge,
with
and
you
I have
too.
it for breakfast. It's one of my favorites.
Wow, you're carrying it to
So-
South Africa with you if you ever get to go
Yeah,
back.
well, listen, I'm going to be in trouble if I go.
Yeah, so Daniel, if you could share a beer with any prominent figure or any prominent person, who do you think you want to share the beer with?
Prominent person around here, or just in
It could be
general?
nationally, it could be globally, but let's stick to Ghana since you're in Ghana over here.
President John Mahama.
Listen, I could have some very interesting discussions with him.
Over
he said-
beer.
Yeah, over beer specifically. He was saying that, making money from beer should be easy. It's
Yeah.
not that easy.
Yeah. Okay, so let me ask you this: lager, stout, or ale? Which one would you describe, or which one describes your personality?
So ale and lager, that's the two main styles in the world.
Okay.
All beers are either an ale or a lager.
Lager.
Originally, all beers were ales, and then in the 1500s, lagers really came in. I think I'm an ale. I am easygoing. I love just life and having good stuff, and I think ales are easy fermenting. Gives you great flavors. Where lagers are very strict. You got to get the temperatures right. You got to get the nutrition right. Everything. So definitely, I'm an ale person.
Okay.
So,
Our time is almost getting there. Very soon we shall conclude the show. We've eaten into another time. But let me ask you my last question before we wrap it up. Okay, so I think that's our time. I'm trying to figure out my last fun fact for you, but
so do you know that one of the biggest enemies of beer is temperature?
temperature.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So beer is like bread. It
Right.
stales. All right. It gets less drinkable the longer you store
Yeah.
it. So whenever you buy beer, don't keep it forever, right? You got to drink it. One of the things you can do is keep it in the fridge. Then it lasts a lot longer, flavor-wise.
Right. So up next is High Life Jam with Pa Kofi. So if you are a High Life person, you love High Life music, well, you don't want to miss. You just have to stay here. And Boidi, a master guitarist, will be on the show today. So right after this, please don't go anywhere. Just hold on and join Pa Kofi with this show, High Life Jam. But Daniel, do you have any last words you want to say so we can wrap up?
So if you want to have an experience of what beer can be, and it's something that beer like you've never tasted before, come visit us at ANC Corner, right? Come and have food, come have beer, and enjoy the music and the experience with us.
Ellen, do you have last words?
I really don't have much idea, like I said earlier on about beers. I don't think I can contribute much on that as well. But again, I have learned quite a lot from then. I never knew you could make beer out of gari, out of beetroot, out of hibiscus. I only know of the mango. So it was good having you today.
Thank you very much, Daniel. We are very, very excited to have you on the show today. And to my Gam people, I say, Afio wishing the Gam Manche, His Royal Majesty King Taki Teko True II, the Ghan Traditional Council, and all Ghan people a joyful and abundant homowo. And in this homowo, we are just encouraging you to drink the heritage beer. And you can visit the ANC Corner and also enjoy so much beer. So it's been such a wonderful show, and that brings us to the end of today's edition of Roots and Routes right here on Z101.9 FM. My name is Nia Solomon. What a refreshing conversation it's been, diving into the world of food and drink and learning how every bite and how every sip carries a story of heritage, culture, and community. A very big thank you to you, Daniel, for joining us, the brewmaster and acting managing director of Heritage Brewing Company, for showing such a rich insight and also reminding us that food and drink is not just about taste. It's about identity. It's about experience and also connection. And to you, man, my amazing listeners, I know I miss you guys. I know you guys miss me as well, but I'm happy to be back. Thank you for tuning in and joining us on this journey. Remember, tourism isn't only about the places we visit, it's also about the flavors we savor and the stories we carry home. Stay tuned into Z101.9 FM for a more engaging content, and join me next week on Roots and Route. Next is the High Life Jam.
You're tuned in